today's show officially starts, I just wanted to give a heads up that we had an issue with the microphone that was syncing incorrectly. So I've gone through and edited a lot of echo out of this show, but there is some occasionally. But don't worry, it is a good show. I had to keep it going. Just expect me to sound like I'm in a hall every now and then. All right, it's time. Enjoy the show. Hello, Lamer Gamers. This is Lamer Travis with special guest
Skylar
and Luis
for the Lamer Gamers podcast. In today's episode, we're heading back to the Exiled Lands and talking about Conan Exiles. We'll be doing a deep dive into the upcoming Age of Sorcery update that will hit sometime in the third quarter of this year. Now, this is a game that is rated mature for 18-year-olds up, and, so some of the content we discussed might be a bit more edgy than our regular podcast content, and may not be the best thing to have blaring out loud at your local church's charity bazaar today. You can expect us to conjure up the voices of the dead, or maybe Skylar and Luis, to help us discuss what Funcom means by the Age of Sorcery. This includes spells, rituals, updates to the building system that make me so freaking happy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be happy. And the corruption of the game from a survival online experience to a more hardcore MMORPG with the potential for microtransacted black magic in the form of transmogrification. We also have to proverbially pay some bills and apparently trip over my words, so expect some commercial from the markets that you find scattered among the Exiled Lands in Conan Exiles. They are 100% totally real and legit commercials, are in no way made up or suggested by the people in the Conan Exiles subreddit or written before the show, and we acted them out. No, totally fake. All right, guys, y'all ready to get this started? Luis, bring forth the sacred obsidian axe that we may cut into the heart of the one we love to infuse the ultimate power into this episode of the Lamer Gamers podcast.
I just brought an old Guitar Hero guitar.
That is not what I asked you to bring. I specifically asked you to go forth to the volcano and cast an axe out of the finest obsidian that you took by dismembering 1,000 evil obsidian giants wearing stylish obsidian fedoras.
Oh, nobody really listens to everything you say when you get all talkative and hyper on chat. When I heard axe, I thought you meant we're gonna shred on Guitar Hero, like...
Fine then. I guess that counts as an axe. It's a guitar, right? Skylar!
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you gather the life essence of someone or something close to your heart?
I did not.
Of course.
Oh, but wait, I brought something better.
Ooh.
I brought a pack of Zumo Party Time sausage links. There's like at least a dozen pig hearts in one of those.
I like where this is going.
No, we are making a sacrifice to power up the podcast.
See, we have an axe and hearts. We just need to throw them into the pellet smoker to gather the ashes of Forgotten Tree, and that will totally make the spell work.
This is just an excuse to barbecue, right?
Yes.
Fine. After I throw these sacrificial offerings to the god of Texas barbecue on the grill, we will get the show started to talk about all that is Conan Exiles Age of Sorcery update and more on the Lamer Gamers podcast. Rowdy, prepare the cue the music. All right, guys, before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and, give us a review wherever you're currently casting pods at. We obviously get no love from the great necromancer Google, so we require you to go forth to spread the word of the Lamer Gamers far and wide. Or maybe just to your nerdy friends. We also will be bringing back bonus points next episode where you can share your view on a hot gaming question by answering our bonus point question on Twitter at LamerGamersCast. All right, well, we have some Krakens here. They are part of the Kraken clan, what we have online at Discord. Let's go ahead and start with introductions. Let's go with Skylar first. Who the heck are you?
Hey,
weirdo?
everybody. Weirdo.
Skylar?
I'm Skylar, a.k.a. Valid Thunder 436, and if Watching someone sweat their butt off while walking on a treadmill while simultaneously killing off the sim version of their gaming friend sounds exciting to you? Then come check me out on Twitch and TikTok at ValidThunder436.
Ooh, so what are you using? Are you like on a treadmill, or are you just in a hot room sweating like
No, like so
Texas?
I'm in the garage, right, with no AC on a treadmill, on my Xbox playing Sims, casting it for everybody to see.
And just remember, for every follow she gets, she does walk an extra mile.
We stopped that policy after the last time because I ended up walking 6 miles that day and it was 900 degrees in there.
Update. Any follower makes her walk 1 mile.
Yeah, it's a 113-degree heat index today, and I
Yes.
can only imagine it's 10 times worse.
We have
inside.
actually paused the treadmill activity for the moment because it is literally dangerously hot. I do still stream though, and if you keep following, then whenever it's not dangerously hot, I'll be back at it.
Awesome. All right, let's go to the other side of the table. Luis, who the heck are you, dude?
You just said it. I'm Luis,
Oh.
also known as Cleanest Python,
The Cleanest.
and only Cleanest. But if you like to party, follow me on all my streaming platforms at Cleanest Python. That also includes YouTube, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. It's all the same exact thing. So come party. I like to party.
So when you say party, it's like, yeah, happy Eurovision party,
Yeah.
I was thinking more like, we like to party.
We like and we've had this entire thing canceled. All right, guys, before we get started, we do have to pay some bills, so to speak. We partnered up with many fine establishments across the Exiled Lands, and we'll be reading some commercials live on the show. And if you're here from Reddit, you were warned. First up, we have the proprietor that Skylar recently signed a pretty hefty deal with. I mean, what are they paying you anyway?
Not nearly enough for all my hard work. I'm
Oh.
out there. I'm just, busting it every day.
All right, well, go ahead and let's hear your pitch.
Come on down to Kraken's used thrall lot where we have a thrall for you. No credit, no problem. We don't accept credit anyway. Shop now at Kraken's used thrall lot where we've got a thrall to make your life suck a little less than it did before you dropped by. These level thralls may have crappy perks and so-so stats, but they will literally die for you if you're in a bind. Afraid your base isn't defended enough in the event you get purged? Kraken's got a used thrall for you. Did your favorite thrall unexpectedly fall into a volcano? Kraken's got a used thrall for you. Sandstorm, Green Wall of Death, Insane Dungeon, Spontaneous Combustion, however you found yourself in need of a thrall, Kraken's got a used thrall for you.
Oh, used thralls. Like whenever... I'm not going to go anywhere with this. But sandstorms, yeah. I've lost a thrall to a sandstorm. Peace, Percy. All right.
Trainee!
All right, guys. So we are going to get the first part of this. Now, I've broken down the show into a couple of different segments. We're going to be talking about the Age of Sorcery, which is going to be about the spells and stuff. We'll also go into the attribute changes, the battle pass, the building segment, and then we'll read through the stores that y'all suggested we should run on Reddit. So let's get officially started. There was an announcement that actually was leaked. Did y'all see that it came out before they officially announced it?
The actual DLC?
No,
or-
the 3.0, the Age of Sorcery stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was leaked. Yeah.
Somebody sneaky leaked it online. Now, I don't. A lot of times they leak these things on purpose to gauge if people are really excited about it, and people lost their freaking minds. So we're gonna run from an alligator and do a deep dive into the surprisingly safe waters of Conan Exiles to let you know what's in it, which I never really understood.
Yeah, why can't the crocodile swim?
Why? We are from Southeast Texas. Now, I know you're a new resident to Southeast
new.
Texas, and let me tell you, Conan Exiles has trained you wrong, Lewis.
Don't believe everything you play in the game.
So I can't go swimming with alligators?
What do you
That's
think
false.
you should do whenever you see an alligator?
Go into the water.
No.
Absolutely not.
That
no.
is the
That is
worst
the
thing.
opposite of what you should do.
Okay. Did you know there is a pattern you're supposed to run?
Z formation, like you do with T-Rexes.
Yes.
I thought
Zigzag.
with T-Rexes you don't move.
Oh.
They can't see you if you don't move.
No.
You get underneath
I'm
them.
not even gonna
Did
go.
Jurassic Park train me wrong on T-Rexes?
For sure.
Oh, well, crap.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to try to give them a high five and they get sad because
and
they can't reach you.
and then they walk away.
And then yeah, that's how it goes. All right, so this is actually what Funcom says. In the 3.0 update, Age of Sorcery, we deliver dark magic into your hands. The team is thrilled to fulfill the promise of sword and sorcery that lies at the savage heart of Conan the Barbarian. This has been the dream and vision since launch, and it's incredibly exciting to have the opportunity to reach this huge milestone. So what does this actually mean? Well, like most games, they start with the prototype of the game, and theirs was called Sword and Sorcery. If y'all never seen a game prototype, y'all know what Splatoon is, right? So Splatoon started not with squids or anything like that. It was literally just like a box, and it made the walls colorful. So they're going back and trying to make this what they originally envisioned with their pitch. So you get powers, which are cool, but they're not going to be about fireball flinging or magic missiles or tennis balls that somehow have the power of lightning bolts. Lightning bolts! Have you ever done stuff like that?
No, I don't LARP. What am I, a nerd?
Yes.
You're on a
Yes,
gaming
you are.
podcast.
Yeah.
You are officially a nerd. I apologize.
I thought they used the little beanbag things, like little beanbag they throw them in.
I'm
That's what Scramble said, and he is a LARPer.
I'm from dirt poor Southeast Texas. We use
Oh,
old
you use tennis balls. Yeah, gotcha.
That-
At least it's not golf balls.
Yeah, I mean, you could technically use golf balls, but your friends won't be happy with
No.
you. All right, so sorcery in this game is not going to be a simple mechanic. They want it to be more, they talked about being more physical. So they aim to kind of also get you to take the concepts of sorcery and spread influence and corruption throughout the land. And to do this, you have to use what is called the Tome of Kurok. I guess it's called Kurok. You have any other?
Kurok.
Kurok.
I think it needs the at the end.
This is the official way to say it. As long as you sound like you're coughing up something. All right, so the way this works is it's going to let you unlock sorceries one at a time. You will find and combine sorceress spell pages at the new word that is very hard to pronounce, thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
At the thaumaturgy bench.
Thaumaturgy bench.
So you will learn new spells. You're going to get more pages, and you can force sorcerer thralls to research pages for you over time. Now, I don't know.
Well, that's nifty.
Yeah, is it like a time sink? You think like we're kind of like whenever you have a thrall on the wheel. Are you gonna have to wait 2 days for it to learn like a new word?
I feel like it'd be like a crafting thing. Like
Yeah,
you would set them
it would
to
be like a time.
craft this page, and then it would however long the crafting time is.
I wonder if it's like the word of the day is potato. I got the potato spell.
Again.
Third time this week.
2 more and I can have a salad.
So there are different types of sorceries that are going to be in here, and I've tried to break them up into categories. Now, they said that there were spells and conjurations or corruptions, whatever. First up, anything that you do with sorcery, you have to prepare somehow. You can raise the dead. Cool. I know we made a dungeon room where there's lots of people that died in it.
And then you could just...
Yeah, maybe I could raise y'all's dead bodies back up. This one was interesting. It said you could conjure darkness and ice. Wonder what that...
How do you conjure darkness?
I know we've had a purge where we've had like the rock slides. Do you imagine conjuring up a gigantic rock slide?
Made of ice?
Yeah.
An ice slide? Avalanche? I don't know.
Yeah.
Brain no work.
Then you can also summon demons. So that's one thing with conjuration you can have. Also, there are words of power, which we just kind of talked about, like the word potato.
Potato.
Now, you have to equip a staff to use any of these. They must be selected in order before anything actually happens. So if you put something like, go forth, fire potato, it won't do it until you hear potato. So they put specifically...
Now I really want fire potatoes.
I want fire potatoes
I
fail.
want to throw fire potatoes at you.
So it says specifically, a spell from the realm of death will start differently than one from the realm of dreams, for example. So I don't know what I'd imagine a death spell is like way more edgy. You know, like the emo spells.
With some Metallica playing in the background.
The dream spells like have Lisa Frank doodles on them.
Like like a 90s middle school girl. You just open your spell book.
Go Happy Captain Unicorn! It'll be lovely. Next up, speaking of Lisa Frank, the next category is corruption.
Like what you did there.
So these, when you perform things, it is actually going to change you. So whenever you cast something or you do something, it changes your body. It is going to require a high amount of corruption to use any of these two. And the higher corruption you have, the lower your max health and stamina. So I guess you turn into like a glass cannon.
Okay, but so, like, because I was confused, because I did see that too, where it said it was going to change your body. So is it, like, do you think they're going to actually have, like, physical alterations to your body that are permanent?
I think so. Now,
like scarring almost?
I'm thinking like auras kind of thing. Like maybe you glow purple the more corrupted you are.
I think everyone's going to look like Dalsum. I think it is physical. However, it's not permanent.
Okay.
So
I think it's gone when the corruption,
is gone.
Yeah, there's ways to, you can wash away the corruption, because the way it works is, I'll scroll to this next little part. I'll read what it says. As you become more corrupted, you can put points of corruption into strength, vitality, and authority. And so as you put those points in, you'll get different perks. So all of this can be redone. As you know, some people that we play with like to drink potions all the time and reset their stats. I know there are people that do strength builds, and then all of a sudden they have the
encumbrance one.
Yeah, encumbrance build where you're somehow storing 4,000 rocks in a loincloth, and I don't understand it. Science. Or sorcery.
Porque no los dos.
So in here, we pulled this up, and we don't really know. They haven't announced everything about this, but they've redone the attributes in this game. So now we have strength, agility, vitality, grit, charisma,
which is interesting,
and craftsmanship. Now, you notice what is missing?
Accuracy.
You know why?
Because we ain't about that bow life.
Nobody used it. It was worthless.
The bows didn't really do enough damage to me. Like, unless you were using them for, like, healing arrows or explosive arrows, to me, the bows weren't worth it.
I think since I've played both ends, PC and console, accuracy with PC, you have the ability to do sorcery with mods. So accuracy played a huge part with sorcery on PC. The higher accuracy, the stronger your spell is.
Oh, that's cool.
And stuff like that. So it only had one use, and that was
I could
use for PC.
I could see that making sense, because if you were going back to our fire potato spell, and you were not very accurate with it, you could hit grandma.
But I did also, because I don't pay attention to the numbers per se. Like, you know, I do like with the strength and vitality and things, but like as far as when I hit and my stats are set to this, does it change? How does it change when it's set to this? And some of the guys that we play with do mention that accuracy helps with like the short sword, and I don't know how effective it is, you know, so that may change gameplay with like our pokey swords. But I don't know to what extent it benefits you to have accuracy on that.
So the best part, it's science. We can always just bump up accuracy and see what it does.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not after the update.
No, I want to do that before the update.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in here, it looks like they've loaded up the vitality stat, and it shows what you can spend corruption on, or some of the perks. So if you don't know, vitality is your health pool, right? So first stat is grotesque excrescence. Is that grotesque evanescence? All right.
Yes.
You
Wake me up instead.
You gain passive health regeneration that scales with your corrupted vitality. Next one is Twisted Flesh. You have a chance to deflect damage. The chance scales with your corrupted vitality. Skylar, you want to get the next one? Petrified.
Petrified, you are immune to bleed, poison, disease, and sunder. That sounds exciting.
That could be nice in battles. You want to grab Tainted Vessel?
No.
Why do
no,
I get
you do
tainted
not.
vessel?
You do not want to grab tainted vessels, I promise.
I would like to read Tainted
Could
Vessel
you please read Tainted
while
Vessel?
grabbing it at the same time. So, excuse me. When you take damage, you expel corruption, dealing damage in an area around you, or corrupting enemies around you if they can receive corruption.
Interesting. So it's you get hit, you hurt bad things.
Yeah, so it's like I said, like that
Okay,
mirror force.
that works.
That
for
thing.
me.
You can't see my hand movements, but if you could see
Yes,
them,
he's
I look like a giant flamingo trying to bat my wings.
Yes, he's standing on one leg and he's pink.
Yes.
All right, so it's interesting. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. I'm personally a fan of being a wizard in games. I'm going to see what I'm curious if other people will do it, but they say specifically too, even if you remain a true sorcery loathing barbarian down to your bones, you will have new powers to choose between thanks to our attributes overhaul. With Age of Sorcery, you'll be able to specialize your character by choosing between 2 powerful perks at every other attribute milestone. So there's no information on how they're changing it, but everything you know about attributes is going out the window.
So what it sounds is they're going to go to more like an attribute tree rather than just fill it up to this perk kind of thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm kind of curious to see what they do with it. So before we move on to some sorcery examples, do y'all have concerns like you losing all your builds?
I have all kinds of concerns.
Like what?
Like the fact that we're going to walk into this game and know nothing again. It's going to be a whole different game because your gear is like what is best in slot now will no longer be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have to figure everything else out again, and it'll be brand new, so there won't be wiki entries and Google searches for it, and that terrifies me because I like to plan things.
See, I like that excitement. That's my...
I'm not saying I won't
starting-
like it. I'm just terrified.
I thrive on pressure. I thrive on...
I'm super excited about it because it gives excuses to adventure, and I am very much the, as I like to say, playing video games, I am the ADHD Viking warrior, and so it gives me something shiny and new to play with until I get bored with it, and then start
Something else
torturing
shiny
people
new
and
comes
admin.
on.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's what I've been doing. Sorry. All right, let's go ahead and find some sorcery examples. So they actually have shared some spells with us. The first one is the Bad Uber, or what they call the Call of Nurgle.
Nurgle.
So you summon a bat demon to lift you into the sky to carry you a great distance. You can actually choose where to glide, and your bat has an energy bar that will wear out the further you travel.
Just drop to the ground. That's what I picture.
That is my most exciting part. Is that one right
I
there?
feel like that's the one everyone has been the most hyped up about.
Yeah.
When they showed that in the video, everybody was like,
Oh, yeah.
"What? Yes, please."
just even think about the building aspect. Like if you're trying to build somewhere where you don't want no one to be around
Yeah, and
you,
you can
just
take a bat.
glide to it.
Oh,
Correct.
that
You
is
take
cool.
a bat to it,
Yeah.
and the only way to it is via bat transport. Nurgle.
Come to me,
my
Nurgle.
main concern are, surge hours. I don't know if you've ever had to buy an Uber, but it's 5 p.m. and then you're stuck in California and you have to take a bus because it's $140 to drive down the street. Real stories. Anyway, so next one. This is called the Creeping Darkness. Do one of y'all, Skylar, you want to take this one? I'll get him to take Lightning Storm.
Draw in darkness and then release it tenfold, plunging your surroundings into the black of night. This is no natural darkness, as the skittering sound of spiders that accompanies it attests. Enemies caught in this unnatural nightmare are terrified until attacked. And then they're just dead.
So I see it. There's a picture where it shows the scary tentacle lady monster with horns. No. And then you see a dude with like this black mist flying into his head and strings. That I guess is what happens. It's a fright spell, like you'd see in Diablo or
Right. You fear them.
Dungeons and Dragons. All right, next one. Do you want to get the next one, Lewis?
Lightning storm. Conjure a great storm cloud that strikes your enemies in the area with lightning while leaving you and yours unharmed.
Sweet. So like an area effect spell,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
But with lightning.
Lightning.
I'm I'm excited about that, and I like that.
I'm quite shocked on how great that spell sounds.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Oh. I like that it doesn't hurt my friends.
Yes.
Because I like riding into battle on a rhino. Sometimes.
And that does hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
It
you.
doesn't hurt
just
us
makes
directly.
You fall down, and then you get stabbed.
And
a
then
lot.
we get stabbed, yes.
Mhm.
It doesn't hurt us directly, but it results in pain.
So some other ones that were in the video were Ice Bridge.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
There's some places that would be nice to cross. Now I'm curious though, is it going to be preset places, or do you get to plan the bridge like from
Like
point A to
Frozone?
point B?
I think it'd probably be like the building aspect, though. If with an icing bridge, I'm
Oh, is it
sure you can
permanent?
only be. That's what I'm thinking. That can be just like you do with building in general. It won't last, but you'll have a certain space where you can play it out. You can't lay it out, obviously, in a thrall camp. I guess you can only have certain areas while you're laying it
I
out,
don't know.
maybe.
Can you slide down it really fast?
That's
what
what
I
I
would
would
want
want
to
to do.
I want to get a shellback turtle and then someone make a
Yes.
bridge and just go down.
Yes, I'm good.
Wait, we
I'm all
need to
about
make
it.
like the Rainbow Road with ice.
With ice.
And throw turtle shells at each other.
Yes.
All right. Also, invisibility, which will be great for PvP. Completely useless for PvE, I'm sure.
No, I don't think so.
Nope,
Because
not
then you
at all.
can sneak into a thrall camp, take some
Oh,
stuff out
yeah.
of their boxes, and then out you go again.
Or you can sneak inside Skylar's camp while you're invisible, and then you just wait for her to go in and just pop out of
So
nowhere
like
and scare her.
the Hollow Man type thing.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, that's
Mhm.
creepy. Not gonna lie,
no.
a little creepy.
Or sneak in with entire, slowly walk in with an entire stack of aloe and drop.
Just drop it off. You can live out your true
We had that
predator
problem
fantasies, though.
recently.
Like staying on a tree cloaked and just make.
Tiffany is
Sounds-
really going to love
Mhm.
that part because she likes to, like, if she gets in a bind, she climbs a tree and just hangs out in the tree until danger leaves. So then she could just go invisible and run away.
There is a 3-skulled white tiger next to our water home that I would like to just walk by. It has murdered me so many times.
Yeah, you taste good apparently.
Apparently. So also, I think I accidentally said some of this earlier, but you have rituals. Now, it says that rituals are a major aspect of sorcery that bring an element of crafting in the mix. So, you know, whenever you're doing
DIY rituals.
yes, just get your scrapbook club together.
Put it
and
on Pinterest.
Invite a friend you don't like. Add it to their pin on Pinterest. So, sorcery and summoning require reagents, some more sinister than others. By bringing an unfortunate captive to the sacrificial stone, you can draw their blood to be used to summon various demons at the Circle of Power, another new crafting station. So in these, you can teleport. We can set up teleports.
I'm so
I
excited.
don't-
Beam me up.
I don't know if that means like you have to have an endpoint because you know, like
I would
whenever you
imagine
put
so.
elevators, you got to do an endpoint. So I think they've made this so to where it's like you can do a fast travel system.
I'm super excited about this because I feel like the way this is going, it'll eliminate the need for a map room, and the map rooms are so big.
Yes.
So, like, I feel like you could have far fewer map rooms around the map than, if you can teleport.
That's one of the things they took on PC. I don't know if you guys played it much, but PC has teleporting pads. So I think it's going to be fairly similar to it where you just put it on one spot. And when you want to teleport, you can choose from little teleporting icons on where you've placed them and teleport to that specific teleporting pod. I don't think it's going to have because from what I'm seeing, they're taking a lot of the mods
Heck yeah.
from modding and they're kind of making it more of a perfection for just normal play. So if it's teleporting pods, I think that's how it's just going to work. It's going to be one dot. You have a starting teleport pod, but you can travel to other teleport pods.
So, question regarding mods.
Mhm.
Do y'all like whenever you see a game take mods and use them, or do y'all feel like that is a potential, like, maybe they shouldn't do that because they're using somebody else's work, or what? Have any thoughts on that?
I think that's fun, honestly. And then the people that submit the mods are actual people that are like, use my work. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're submitting them to be used. But I think you can just do so much more with mods than you could just on a base game. Where I'd say it all the time, if Skylar got into Conan PC, she would never ever see the light of day because there's just so much you can do, like with, removing where you can or cannot build a house. So you can build in temples or make those temples look better than what they were before. But I like the aspect of being able to change your whole idea of what a game can be, making it your own, and then having other people join you in your own little world instead of a world.
Yeah, I know they've a lot of companies nowadays. You see these communities, and they're trying to almost feed the communities in a way. But you see, like in Skyrim, where they released the anniversary edition, and it's just chock full of mods other people made. Granted, I think they paid them, so maybe they can, point out, hey, we stole this idea from here. Let's give them some money.
I think it's good though, because it's like they're seeing what aspects of the game people are enjoying when they're using the mods, and then making that part of the game so that people on console can also enjoy that. Because if you're on console, you can't have the mods. So I enjoy that. I enjoy that they're bringing a lot of the aspects that people play PC for to console now.
Right. So here are some other things in the rituals. You can, where I said, raise the dead. You can summon demonic mounts.
I'm excited. I want that
Devil horse.
Devil horse.
I want the ghost horse, the specter horse. That's what I want.
So many names.
You can add demonic followers. That'd be interesting. Demon thralls.
And that's plural?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if we'll be able to have more than one follower at a time. Because there was something else that they showed in the video that kind of made me question. I can't remember what it was now, but it kind of made me question maybe we might be able to have more than one follower.
And I'm hoping it's staying close to the modding sections, because you can have more than one follower when it comes to modding.
And I'm kind of digging that.
I would love
like you can
that.
have your own little army.
Go in with 5 thralls. Well, if they're not going to be as strong as they are now,
yeah, because
I would assume why not. You know what I mean? I think they maybe might introduce multiple thralls. Probably a max limit of 2.
That'd be cool.
I'd be fine with it.
Also, they are adding transmogrification.
Thank goodness.
Because if you don't know what that means, you can make your stuff look like whatever you want. Like if you have a set of armor that gives you like extra strength, but you want it to look like you are a go-go dancer for Brutus, then you can go right ahead and do that. Brutus wants to be pretty sometimes.
Well, with sorcery, anything's possible.
So what are y'all's thoughts so far? Is there anything that I forgot to add as far as spells and stuff go?
I think it's pretty covered.
That's all. Honestly, everything that's on there that I can think of.
All right. Well, do y'all need a break? Y'all want to? If y'all do, you want to know how to get a little bit more energy?
Yes.
Good, because you look like a weekly low stamina thrall. So,
I knew that was.
We have a commercial. We have another person that's in here. So let's go ahead and start the new commercial. To find enlightenment in the grasping darkness, whispers that rolled under the skin. How could mere flesh be a vessel for such power, and blood deliver it? With the right knife, he realized reality could be sculpted, bled. But the world was only as malleable as the mind allowed. Already they flocked to him. He would show them where to cut, to wring the darkness and drink the power. He set to work. And what better way to quench your bloodthirst? By purchasing Set's extra spicy venomated blood brew. It's like Takis, but way more fun. You can purchase this frothy beverage at participating 7-Elevens. Buy it now, and you can also get a free pack of dried beef that we borrowed off of a Jafari cannibal that looked at me the wrong way.
Is that a beef stick?
They were cannibals. Maybe? Maybe not.
Don't think too hard about it, and make sure you purchase Set's extra spicy venomated blood brew. All right, on to the next segment. Y'all ready to talk about Battle Pass?
Yes!
Oh,
That's my favorite part. I'm so excited.
All right, so they are doing a Battle Pass, and I'm pretty excited about this because it gives me an excuse to keep playing the game. Hopefully it's not too expensive, though, because I know some of us have spent a lot of money on this game. How much was the full pack?
When we got it, I got it on sale, and I think it was like
it's a 122
on sale. That was
still
on
pretty
sale.
expensive on sale.
So there have been some people that have spent a lot of money, and they they do mention in their debut video that they want to make sure that anything Battle Pass related is still cosmetics. It's not like play to win, even though you can pay to level up, which, that's part of the game. Anyway, they say on top of the free content features and improvements, the other major change coming is seasons, which we're calling ages. So let's go ahead and Skylar, you want to get this next little dot?
Each age will have its own theme, free content, and battle passes. This is a more complete rethinking of how Conan Exiles will continue to expand, with more evenly paced content drops and an easy way for any of you to support the game's growth and receive exclusive themed cosmetics.
So I like that. You get fancy things.
Mm-hmm.
Luis, you want to get the next segment?
Challenges are a new set of rotating tasks that you can complete to advance in the Battle Pass to earn new rewards. They range from a variety of objectives that often involve events, another new kind of encounter that make the Exiled Lands and Isle of Sipta more alive and dangerous than ever.
So I like that. So this is going to be for Sipta and Exiled Lands.
Mm-hmm.
I know we mostly play Exiled Lands. I'm curious, like, how much more interesting some of these sorcery aspects will work in Sipta, and feel maybe make it easier.
It would have to.
Mm-hmm.
Sipta is it is a lot more complicated. The monsters hit harder. I think it would improve Sipta a lot, and the teleportation on Sipta alone is worth it for me.
And could
100%.
You imagine the storms where it's dropping sorcerer thralls? Maybe it won't make it easier. All right. So it says, alongside the battle passes, they're also releasing the Bazaar, an item store that makes paid DLC content easier to access and browse and spend your money. With the Bazaar, we want to give each of you more granular choice on what you want to buy. Keep in mind that nothing is changing in terms of this type of things you can buy. Nothing related to player power can be found in Bazaar. So, that sounds interesting. I know they've shown some images of what you can get at the Bazaar. It's mostly looking cool. But one thing I'm excited about is this battle pass and the concept of daily or weekly challenges. Now, it looks like daily. They do have a list of challenges, and it says, I just pulled this. I took a picture of my TV, and it says, challenges reset in 20 hours and 35 minutes. So I guess it's daily challenges. And you can do things like defeat bird creatures. I love that the picture shows no birds.
No birds.
Or pick up feathers from a vulture nest. Defeat mountain goats. Once again, not showing a mountain goat.
Nope.
Defeat a rhino using poison, and that is a bear.
That is a bear.
That is definitely not a rhino, unless I can't understand how these things work.
Well, they do get the animal name. They play loosey-goosey with like the salamanders that look like iguanas.
That is true. Or the kookaboos, which are, well, they're kookaboos.
They're shoebills, but
yeah.
but we call them kookaboos.
Are they? What are they?
They're actually called shoebills.
Yeah, they're shoebills.
Okay.
We just never
call them kookaboos.
We always call them.
I just still find it hilarious that they obviously did not have a real shoebill to find them. It's just like they got Bert down the road to record that stuff. And then it shows complete 3 events, and they have something underneath it. It says common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. So I'm guessing these give you points towards something that could be a common item, uncommon, rare, or legendary item. So should be interesting. I do like the fact that, hey, we can all get together. Let's do today's events, and at least we'll hang out for an hour, for some of us that get bored occasionally with the game, like me. Yeah. All right, and then they have a follower update, which I think is going to be one of the more contentious things. Followers will see several changes. With the advent of sorcery, exiles will be able to ensnare demons and undead as followers. Isn't that risky? You ask. To that we answer, would that stop you? So they are going to tweak the balancing. Because as you know right now, if you get a Thugra, no, not Thugra's not strong anymore, right?
No.
What
like Delenzia?
Delenzia. I keep seeing y'all talk about Delenzia. Who is Delenzia?
She's a berserker.
Okay.
And as far as numbers go in Exiled Land, she is like top tier
She's
for
stacked.
Thrall. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
She's number one.
Okay. So they're gonna tweak the balancing. They're reducing follower health overall. So you are now going to be the main character instead of. Do y'all have any characters that y'all use that are
Trainee!
Trainee, not trainee.
Anything but trainee.
We
Okay.
don't talk about trainee anymore.
I'm
So
guessing they
sad.
died.
Trainee.
I know.
R.I.P..
I know. I have Yin of the something.
Ferocious wind.
Ferocious.
Ferocious wind.
About to say Philopus.
Of the flatulent winds. Yes.
I thought you were gonna say fallopian. Yin of the fallopian wind.
I hate everything. All right. So these characters you can send out by the time they're fully leveled up, and they hit harder than anything you can do.
I am excited for the debuffs on it though.
I'm not.
I love Dan to pieces. It's another guy we play with as well, but
The resident
the
Australian.
he's an Australian. The depending on all the thralls to do all the work while you sit back a little bit.
Yeah, but
Man, calling out Dan. He's gonna.
I've been telling him
Stop
this
moving
since
your
day
house.
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
I tell him this all the time, and he's like, "Yeah, you got to, this." And I'm like, if you also went in and helped out your thrall, it'd be a little bit easier. No,
Like-
my thralls do all the work.
okay, so if you want to debuff them as far as damage output, that's one thing. But for me, reducing the health of them that hurts because you spend a lot of time leveling them up. It's not like you're level 20 at the drop of a hat. So if you die and your thrall is sitting there just wailing on this 3-skull rock slide before you can get back, that rock slide's gonna demolish that thrall, and then you have to start completely over again.
And just get more thralls.
Yeah, but your unicorn. Like, what about your unicorn that you?
He stays-
You worked
he, she
so
stays at home.
hard to get.
That's a home unicorn.
But you
Just
gotta.
saying.
You
Goes
have
nowhere.
to.
You gotta take
gotta
them
bring 'em
out.
out.
I'm gonna make a
Sometime.
glass case of all my thralls that I want, and they're just gonna stay on my glass case.
I think it's gonna require you to be a whole lot more conscientious of what thrall you're bringing where, which is fine. That's great, but there's gonna be rage quitting. I already see it coming.
But this is where we get to the whether or not we're gonna have multiple thralls. Now, if we're having multiple thralls, but they take that health buffer, it does kind of even out. I think on my end, if I can have 2 trainees instead of 1 trainee,
Can we call them something else?
2
Thank
Bobs
you.
instead of 1 Bob.
So I'm curious also, how does this affect purges and potential to
Like
slow down
walls.
people's consoles or PCs if they're using the potato? This is the potato show now. Because I know we try to not use like certain fires flickering. Well, if you have a place with 300 thralls, because now your thralls can't survive a level 6 purge in like 2 hits, then how does that affect things? So I'm curious to see what that does. Also, it shows here that there's going to be a charisma attribute, and your followers' damage is tied to that. So if they're extra charismatic, they hit harder.
Is that the followers' charisma or your
Or is that based?
charisma?
I think
Oh,
Because
I
I
think
feel
it would
like
be based
that
off
your
our
charisma, you would
I
have
bet
to be
as a
that
player.
makes a lot
a
of sense.
smoother
actually.
talker
Correct.
to handle this.
Be
Ma-
like,
yeah,
hey,
you have to-
thrall, you go
How
in
you
Listen, I
there
need you to die for me, girl.
indiscriminately smack
How you
around. that
doing?
level
Go
3
ahead and
boss.
kill that turtle for me, girl.
I'm gonna need you to kill that turtle.
Use your fallopian.
Oh man. All right. So
What is it Smooth always says? He'll lean in and go, call me daddy.
Girl, what you smell like?
oh man. So yeah, do y'all have anything else y'all want to say about thralls that y'all can think of that y'all followers?
There could be a lot of speculation at this point, but
Yeah.
I think at this point we're just gonna have to wait.
I think
for
the
it to
more
come out.
speculation we do, the more upset we'll be before we
Correct.
even know what they're
Yeah,
gonna
and
do.
then we deal with feeling whiplash. I'm like, oh, it's not what we thought it was gonna be.
All right, guys. Well, that is the end of that segment. We're about to move on to the building updates. But before then, we do have a commercial from Crom's Prom Surprise. Prom, not surprise.
Prom surprise.
I like that. Crom's prom surprise supplies. All right, here comes the commercial. Hi, welcome to Crom's Prom Supplies, where you can get some supplies for prom or something, I guess.
Oh, thanks. I want something really snazzy to all the ladies, if you know what I mean.
I don't care.
Do you have anything in an Absol leopard print? Or maybe a new set piece, like with cool snakes? Accoutrements?
Did you read the sign?
What sign?
Oh, yeah, I didn't put that up. I didn't really care. Prom didn't really tell us what to do. He's off somewhere in the desert again. Just get what you want and leave. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Can I speak with your manager?
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure.
Hey, Skylar, this dude wants to talk to you or something.
Tell him I don't care.
You sure? This seems important.
I don't care.
Hey, she doesn't care.
Fine, I'm leaving. I bet I'll get a better service from Yogg's Cannibal Meat and Suit Market anyways. I was just hoping to buy something here because at Yogg's it costs an arm and a leg.
Hey, you know what? I just thought of something.
What?
I don't care. All right, so that is Crom's Prom Supplies. It sounds like a lovely shop
Ah,
to
man.
go through for and get all your accoutrements.
Shut up. I blame you. You knew you were going to put that word to mess me up. I knew. I knew deep down inside.
Ever.
Accoutrements.
All right, so here is we're on to the building update and creative mode. So they have remade the building mode to work better with
Controller.
Yay! Because this
It is the worst.
Oh man, so yeah, do you have any tales of woe and agony regarding the building system?
Come on, we've all been to Noob River at the beginning at the time. Remember we were trying to build up that mountain?
Mm-hmm. I do recall.
Yeah, and then of course with your towers.
I like towers.
Yeah,
I like
your
tall
Kraken
things.
Tower.
I've got everyone's second most hated phrase in the entire game of Conan.
What?
Not enough stability at the center. You want to know what the first one is?
What?
Must be placed on walkable floor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this game likes to hate you. Which, I mean, it's a survival game, but it shouldn't be this hard to build things. My least favorite thing is outer walls.
Yes.
It is so hard to see the outer wall. I know they put a little arrow there.
But sometimes,
That
most of the
doesn't
time, it
always
doesn't
help.
even show up.
No. It's horrible.
And then you'll go like 15 pieces in a row, all facing the same way, and then it's going to turn that 16th one and make it face the wrong way. And then you have to climb up there, and take it down, and then try to do it again.
Because you can't take it down from the base.
No.
Because then it all comes down.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've taken down entire buildings by accident.
Mm-hmm.
It was sad.
I did that with my map room today. I took out a pillar and the whole center caved in.
You poor sweet child.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. So there is a new interface, and it's going to be separating crafting and item management.
Been begging for this.
Oh man, because currently, if you have, let's say you've spent $100-something and you have all the buildings,
Yes.
and you want to go get a piece from a storm glass building, well, you're going to have to scroll through at least 100 things.
Let's not even mention that if you have all the DLC and you want to craft, some bandages, you've got to scroll for 15 minutes to get past all the building supplies to get to the craftable things that you craft in your inventory. So it's not a quick thing. You've got to go through every single piece of DLC building material just to craft some bandages.
And the bandages are all the way at the bottom.
Yes.
Ooh.
So if you're in a bind, you're really in a bind.
Yeah.
You ain't making no bandages.
Oh man. So, now one thing is they have what is now called the construction hammer. So I don't know if y'all saw, you don't really see this in the video, but rather than crafting building pieces and placing them on a shortcut bar, you simply equip the hammer, then enter building mode. So you no longer have to build things and then set it to like up left
correct to use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so also whenever you're looking through this menu, which I'm gonna scroll down so they can see it, and those of y'all in the listening to the podcast, sucks to be you. But so in there it shows that if you have the materials for it, it will be green. You don't have to go and like build little bitty bits and make sure you have them. Red means you don't have the pieces. And there are going to be more things you can put on tables to make your your base look fancy. You know, accoutrements. So, and what I find interesting, and we'll see if it really happens, all of this should work with mods. Doubt. X for doubt. But now they're going to have separate tabs that are going to have subcategories. So you'll have your building pieces tab, your crafting stations, decorations, and DLCs. And then whenever you look through here, you can also separate it by what you're building with. So I'm seeing on this list of the crafting stations that shows sandstone, stone brick, insulated wood, reinforced stone, black ice, arena, bridges, etc. And then over on the right, it shows you the required ingredients and how many you have currently. I'm so excited about this.
Yes.
So, now there is they've included like little videos of how you'd select it and scroll through. This will be, I think, a benefit for both PC and people who use controllers, us lowly console peasants, that enjoy this. So, what do you, and by the way, there is a creative mode too.
Yeah, I saw that. And you could have like
all the pieces unlocked, and
you can fly.
Unlimited building.
Which we do in admin mode. Yeah, but
it's for science.
It is for science.
It's always for science.
Or torturing
spiders.
People.
And torturing people.
Dropping spiders from the ceiling.
Laying
That
an
may
entire
happen,
room
may
full
or
of spikes.
may not happen in the dungeon. Anyway, so what do y'all think from what y'all have seen so far?
I'm excited.
I'm
Can't
stoked.
wait.
I think we all get the building tick too,
Yeah.
and this is gonna be so
like
amazing.
we all kind of cycle through it, but like we all get in like hardcore build mode, and we're like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'm tired of this house. I'm tearing it down. I'm moving, and then you go through that like 2 days of just hardcore focused build mode,
Yeah.
until you can't even keep your eyes open anymore. So this is gonna be exciting because as bad as the build system is right now with the controller, I feel like this is gonna make it so much easier that I'm gonna want to build more.
So I'm curious, the creative mode, are you going to be able to turn that on in game to where you can make your fancy house a lot easier? Like, or
I think it'll probably
is
be
it
like
separate?
an admin thing.
Yeah, it'll probably
Yeah.
be like an admin.
Yeah, it'll probably put you in creator mode, but you gotta be an admin in
Yeah.
order to be in creator mode.
Because I would hate to. I know this probably wouldn't work for PvP, but for those of us that have a server, that would be nice. Like, I don't care if I'm not climbing up a mountain and being attacked. Like, I'd much rather make a fancy house this way. So hopefully they let you do that. Maybe you can do a ceremony or something like that.
So, at the beginning, what I'm saying is you guys, like, I'm still very heavy on this. Give everyone the admin password for 1 day to build.
I think that would backfire so fast.
Only to build, though.
You can't
Only to
control that.
build. Yes, we
can't
can.
control
We might
that.
do that before the new update.
Ooh.
Change the password. That way we can just blow up the world.
I'm cool
Just
with it.
end it with a bang,
Yeah,
like the day
just
before.
Let's see if we can.
The day
break
before it's an
server.
update,
Yep.
before we
Everyone's
have to.
an admin. Do whatever you want. Go.
You have 1 day because
One
it's a
day.
wipe at the end of the night. So
Go forth and make explosions.
By the way, just as a side note, if anybody is working for G Portal, y'all need to work on your server, or at least help those poor people on support. By the way, their support is fantastic. Y'all need to hire more of them.
They sound so tired
They
when you talk to
do.
them. I always
sad.
feel like there's just one person working, like in a whole big old office building with just one little person
There's
there.
one woman in Dallas
sad.
and
in the middle.
Yeah.
staring at the servers, just listening to angry people all day.
Yes.
Like-
But they're so nice and
And-
they're so helpful.
So I had canceled ours, and then we restarted it because everybody got the bug again because of the new update. And I'm trying to pay the money, and it won't take my money, but it'll let me.
Stop it.
They're gonna hear you.
I've got to.
This is the one time that you don't have to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. All right. So that is pretty much it. We're going to kind of do a little discussion after this commercial break to end this segment, and then we will go to the stores that y'all shared with us on Reddit. So, y'all ready for the next commercial, which is for our dancing parties?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have the corruption?
Yeah.
Do you want to get rid of the corruption?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Well, then join us at the map dance party where we have all the hottest dancers who will make sure you're no longer filthy. Ooh, dirty boy.
Wow, that sounds good, yeah.
Oh, it really does.
Well, to get to the club, you'll need to make sure you hit past the giant spider beast and join us at the Forbidden City.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was lovely. All right. So now that we've finished our dance party, we've lost the corruption because it's not time for the corruption in the Age of Sorcery. What do y'all think? Good? Bad? Where's your excitement level at? Are you hype?
Super hype.
You guys know my plan.
What is your
The
plan?
second I know the exact date this comes out, I am taking a week-long vacation from work, and I will be doing nothing but Conan.
I think that's whenever I'm going to start work. I'll let you know when I think it's going to happen.
You do you.
Sounds like you're getting sick in a couple of months.
I will have to ask the great Lamstradamus and he will tell us when he thinks it will happen. But what do y'all like about this the most? What is the most interesting thing in this update, you think?
For me, I think the most interesting part of the update is that they have honestly listened to what people have asked for, in my opinion, and they're making that part of the game. It feels like you're being heard, right? So the sorcery, the new mounts, the building updates, all of that I feel like they're all things that since we've started playing, we've wanted to see in the game. And so it really makes me feel like they're listening to feedback and they want to improve the game, because there are a lot of people who are like, oh, that's a dead game, but it's really not if you have a good group to play with. And I think this will keep people interested for a lot longer if they're going to be constantly doing seasons and updates and battle passes and such. And I think it's going to really breathe life back into it.
But right now, how many of our, the people from the clan have come back to Conan
because of the update.
Of us or the update, or, we bring the excitement with you guys as admins now, throwing new things newer into us actually playing. It's bringing a lot of people. So with this update, I don't know. I'm excited for the whole darn thing.
So what are y'all's concerns? Like, what do y'all think will be a problem?
It's just bugs, honestly.
Yeah.
There's going to be bugs day one. It's going to happen,
be
especially with
bugs.
sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a guy like doing fire thing or something like that, and he has to spin into the sky or something. I don't know, but
And it's such a big update. They're trying to put so much into this update that I worry that there will be things that don't work, and they're going to have to continue, which is a lot of games do this, and they'll have to continue to tweak and update here and there. But I think when it hits, everybody is going to be trying to scramble to figure out, because it's going to be a whole new game at that point.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game. And I think so the bugs are going to probably...
Yeah, I have no.
They're going to hit hard.
They say it's going to work with mods. It's not going to work.
I'm just saying,
with mods.
unless they've been planning this for a few years or more than a few years.
Obviously they have been.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
But there are things that you can't know until it's out, because there are people, we play with them, a lot of them, who will intentionally try to break the game just to see if they can.
Dan!
They get pleasure out of that. So I think that's going to be an issue, because there's going to be things that we don't think to do that other people are going to think to do, and it's going to cause a lot more chaos. I don't know.
But I think not being part of an official server, I think at the beginning
help.
this will definitely help any bugs that we go through, because even though we have a decent sized group, just controlling our own environment, I think we'd be able to spot the bugs, figure it out, and wait for updates.
And that's like what Travis said earlier about, like, we don't use flame torches because of the lag on the server. So for me, I'm thinking if you have 25 people trying to cast fire potato spells at the same time, how bad is that lag going to be, So I think it'll be good that we're in a smaller group on a private server so that we can really play with it and test it out and see how we like it.
Yeah. So what do y'all want to see added to this?
Having multiple tunes.
Multiple what?
Tunes.
Tunes?
Like where you can have multiple exiles that you like, save slots.
Oh,
Save
okay.
slots.
I was thinking like tunes like, I want to listen to some cool music, man.
No,
Give me some
sorry.
tunes in the show.
I would like to be able, especially with the sorcery,
Yeah.
I would like to not have to respec and re-gear every time I want to do something different, because I'm the kind that wants to try everything before I decide what I like. And I think it'd be cool if we could have at least 2,
I'd say
but
3
maybe
slots.
3
Yep.
slots where you can actually test out all the new sorcery thing and decide kind of what direction you want to go in. And then, you'd have that.
Because it's going to be a lot of deleting characters if we don't like
Recreate
something.
character, remove bracelet.
Yep.
Done.
So what about you? You got anything that you want to see in the future?
Expand a map, man. I would like to see the
That.
actual exile lands, because there's a lot of room you can add into that, but actually expanding the map itself.
Yeah, there's a
would
ton
be
in the Northeast. That
Correct.
They haven't even touched.
It'd be really huge, I think, just for anybody. Just give a new view, a new.
I wonder if they did that
show.
on purpose too.
I think so.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
who's not to say with the update they're not going to expand it?
Yeah.
It's a big one. It's basically essentially a new game.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming.
We've been like seeing doors that don't open and stuff that we've seen 100 times, but now we're like, oh, I wonder if that'll open after the update.
So I wonder if this green bar is not this green wall of death will be pushed further.
No, probably.
So, just random thought. Some spell that I would like to see though. If you could, yes, that. If you could take over a thrall, so you could basically just run in and fight until you die or something. To try
Possession?
so it's safer for
Like
your own
possession?
character.
Like you're
yeah,
possessed?
possess them.
That would be
be
interesting.
interesting.
You get necromancy, you ought to be able to
You
possess
can-
people.
yeah.
That's pretty corrupt.
That is
You
cool.
could
That
do
is
that.
super corrupt.
Yeah,
That would play in.
that'd be interesting. There's a lot of stuff they haven't told us. There's gonna be way more that's coming out. If there's enough drop before it comes out, maybe we'll get together again and talk about it. But I would definitely say those of y'all that are interested, go to conanexiles.com/blog. They are going to be talking about it there, and it's probably going to drop. I've asked Lamstradamus. Probably going to drop somewhere around September 1st. Now, he may or may not be looking at Conan Exiles' tweet at Conan Exiles on Twitter. They say, Exiles! From July 7th to August 31st, we are doubling decay rates on all our official servers, all platforms from 7 to 14 days. I wonder why they're doing that.
I like the little disclaimer. Enjoy the summer with your loved ones and recharge your energies for more adventures coming soon.
So you see a picture of the Bat Uber underneath it. So they're
Nargle!
Nurgle. So the Nurgle Express is probably going to show up September 1st, which is, I'll be really busy around that time. I'm very unhappy about that. So,
Like I said, I really think you sound like you're getting sick in a couple of months.
I've been sick for the last week. By the way, if I've coughed or snorted into my microphone, I apologize, guys. But is there anything that y'all can think of before we head over to the Conan Exiles Reddit?
No.
Well,
All right, guys. So after this next break, we're going to head on over to Conan Exiles subreddit, where we asked a bunch of lamers what type of store they would own in the Exiles land. But first, we have a commercial from our sponsor, Dirketto's Shack.
Come on down to Dirketto's Shack, where you can experience the spiciest of ceremonies. You ever want to well, now you can. We only supply the and top it off with
wow. That's amazing.
And that's only the beginning, sugar. Now you can get 2 for So come on down to Dirketto's Shack for a good time.
Wow, that was an amazing blanket commercial. All right, guys, after the break, going to the Conan Exiles subreddits, and we're going shopping.
I feel like this is real life Conan, and I forgot to bring food on our adventure.
We're all so hungry, guys, and we're at the end of this segment.
What's the sound they make? Oh.
So, our bars is just like blinking at us. So guys, we are going to finish up this podcast with the question I asked a ton of lamers on Reddit. What store would you own and run in Conan Exiles? So I asked if you were a store owner, what would be the name of your store? And here are some of our ideas that we got from some of the Krakens. I guess we could just kind of rotate. So the first one is Derketo's Stilettos. Thought that was
Saf's
fun.
Spider Baby Daycare.
Let me see that thrall.
That's a Cisco-owned property. The Rhino and Pony Rock Smuggling Services.
And then, of course, Crom's Prom Supplies.
So we asked y'all, and some of your responses were good. Some of them were lame. That's okay. We're lamer gamers. So we're going to start up with Rishi says, my husband set up a food stand along one of the rivers, Bronan's Beachside Barbecue. So Bronan, I wonder if it's like got like
Bronan.
Bro, hey bro.
Bronan.
Yeah. So next one, Skylar, do you want to get this next one?
I'm scared. I used to run a thrall/weapon shop called The Nasty Shack in honor of my clan, the Nasty House. The server's economy ran on Obsidian, but the market was so flooded that we only ever made a few sales. I had a beautiful storefront and everything that was set up next to our RP bar, the Manhole. Good times were had by all.
That was from Independent Ad 2049. Do you want to get the next two, Lewis, from Reviews on Reddit and Ezekiel Darmy?
Review said Thrallmart. Like Walmart, but for thralls.
Yeah. I'm curious, like at 2 a.m., like what does Thrallmart look like?
You don't want to know. You really don't want to know.
Well, in this
But
situation,
everything's on rollback.
if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Oh.
And then it is the second one would be I'd set up a metal shop selling all types of ingots.
So we need a name for that, like Inga's Ingots.
Ingots.
Welcome to Inga's Ingots. We have lots of metal in stick form.
Ingots better than this.
Metal hard.
Oh, I like it.
Ooh.
Ingots better than this.
Sassy.
We should be giving these people ideas.
Yes.
We could help them out. All right. So the next one is from Hefty User 6857.
Hefty.
Bait shop. It's a bait shop called Bob's Baits.
Bob's Baits.
All right, Skylar, do you want to get Curry East Verse?
Curry's verse says, the Goodwood Lumber... Why do I keep getting these? The Goodwood Lumberyard is what I'd run. The
Wow.
Goodwood Lumberyard.
All right, Lewis, I'm giving you the next two because these are also short.
What is it? Distribution reel. Blood bank for all things blood and ichor.
That could be
That's
useful.
useful.
Yeah.
I barely know her.
Ichor, I hardly know.
And the next one is just one word, straight to the point. Brothel.
Well, that person's imaginative exorcist.
Exorcist. I like that name, though.
I'm going to
That's a
call
good
him
name.
Axolotl.
Mm-hmm.
Axolotl.
I like that. Yeah.
Axolotl-cist.
All right. Hakita Raven says, off the top of my head, the Witch Doctor's Cookbook. It's a diner.
Mhm.
The Sunday Frost Giant, which is an ice cream parlor. Nice.
Nice.
And Thralls Are Us Cannibal Cuts Barbershop.
Ooh.
Wow, Cannibal Cuts.
Ooh. No, thank you. I
When
feel
you-
like they'd take a little more off the top than I'm comfortable
Oh,
with.
yeah. I mean, whenever you give them a tip, it's your whole finger.
Just
Yeah.
Just
So, next up, you want to get the next two?
sorry.
And she's dead in 3, 2, 1.
Monk667 said Meatiog Butcher Shop.
All right.
I'm all about that.
Actually, I'm gonna get Lewis to say this one.
This
And
is
I'm
my
gonna
favorite
reply.
one.
This
This
is
is
the
my
best
favorite
one.
This is
one.
the best one.
Vodvor.
Vodvod says, I would want a good store.
What type of store would it be?
A good one.
Yes, a
That
good
says
store.
everything, though. I mean, that says it all.
That does say it all.
You, sir, understood the plot. It was great.
All right, you want to get the next one, Skylar?
Ray Tan said an alchemy shop called Potion Devotion.
Potion Devotion. I like it.
That's good.
Sounds like an 80s new wave band, though. Potion Devotion.
We could come up with great songs by Potion Devotion.
Now, Lirinel didn't really have anything, but they really enjoyed the Crom's prom supplies sent them. So send it. I think the joke was made. Do you want to get the next two, Lewis, and then we'll get Skylar to end it?
Yes, the chosen one said, Darketo's Love Brothel.
All right. And what's the next one from the Hatred Burrito?
And the next one is Gratas Furs and Cures, a tannery and pet store.
Ah.
Oh.
So this next one.
Can I say that?
Can you
Can I say that?
Can you figure out a better way to say that other word that's not that word? Because we're right on the edge with this podcast.
Okay.
Just do the boink thing.
Comfortable Split 46. Not surprised by
This
that username.
person obviously is somebody in the clan.
I'm in no way surprised by that username. I just want to, if they're part of our clan, that username is perfect.
Yeah.
Slaw's Slaughterhouse sells all kinds of meat. Or Slaw's
Beep.
Women of Ill Repute Shack
Oh,
that sells
that's
all
better.
kinds of dancing thralls. But really, I'd like to run a legendary store and name it the Sheathed Slaw.
Okay, so this is actually one of the people. Okay. I thought it was somebody that was, because I know I was going to, I know we were going to run Slaw's Kookaboo Arrow and Bow Feather Emporium.
Yes.
Yeah, or the Horse Hidery.
Yes.
I remember we hit somebody hit his horse on top of a mountain.
Deadpool put it on the tallest mountain he could find.
Of course.
And then he had to climb up and get it, and he died
Three
twice?
times?
2 or 3 times?
Because he
trying to
didn't
get it
have
down.
enough stamina to go up the first time. He didn't know that he had to stop.
And then he got the horse down, but then he lost it. Like, he couldn't find it again.
No, he went up. At the first attempt, he got the horse, then it came back down, but then he died and then left his gear up there. So he had to climb again
back again to get his body.
gear. Then when he came down, he couldn't find his horse.
Yes. It's good times.
All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the show. Do y'all have anything else before we close out?
No.
I'm hungry.
All right, yeah, we're all starving and getting hangry. So let's go ahead and one more time tell us where we can find you, Skylar.
I am Skylar, and you can find me at ValidThunder436 on pretty much all social media platforms.
All the things. Lewis.
Same thing, Lewis here, and it's Cleanest Python on all platforms: Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, everything,
etc.
etc.
All right, guys, and if you like what you hear, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share the show with the lamer you know, and you will hear, at least hear me next time. We'll make sure to add y'all back, because these are always fun Conan shows, or if we have another game that we all happen to play together in the future that we can discuss in a deep dive in the future on the Lamer Gamers Podcast.